My work is like a live wire. It could trip and it has a charge and it could be really explosive depending on what you bring to it. I make work primarily with gay erotica that was printed from the post-Stonewall riots to the height of the AIDS crisis. And it has become a little bit more interested in the complexity of desire. It plays with the idea of dominance and submissiveness and the sort of complexity that can exist when you're trying to navigate those two opposing identities. And it's that tension that I'm really drawn to. It's this and it's that. And there's also this strange gray area in between. And I think that's where my work sort of sits. So much about what's happening in the work is what's going on outside of the frame. The work doesn't have definitive answers. It asks a bunch of questions, and I hope that when people look at the work, they ask themselves these same questions about desire and American identity and masculinity, and really sort of sit with, like, what is it about this that is really seductive, but also what is it about this that is challenging?
My practice revolves around the use of source material that references structures of power. I work with encyclopedias, law books, medical books, and I really enjoy having the freedom to work with the material and be in control of it rather than it being in control of me. That is what the process is about, reimagining these entities and breaking them down and restructuring them. The work can come off as craft-like, but what does it mean to elevate that and disrupt the hierarchy of medium within art, if you will? I made a work called 48 Portraits Underexposed in response to Gerhard Richter's 48 Portraits, which consist of all white men. The source images for his work was from the encyclopedia, and I made a responsive work that consisted of 24 black men and 24 black women who could have been represented that year who were not. I think at the end of the day, it's sort of a reimagination of what things could be and transforming them.
I'm oftentimes thinking about the slow read when things are obscured in shadow and things are brought into closer focus. People have to take time. When people have an opportunity to take time with the work and they see those things, it becomes and opens up to be a broader kind of experience. My practice is storytelling and narrative. It's driven by a psychological approach towards trying to understand myself and those around me. I do this through constructing sets, the lighting itself as another character that drives the mood and the experience. I have always been a collector of objects. When we recognize an object from a certain period, it kind of conjures up a moment or experience for us. And I really like to build on those histories and see the emotions that are coming from the sitter as they're trying to process and think through these things.